I just got off a call with a friend, and guess what? He got ghosted again. I keep hearing that stories, guys getting ghosted. But of course you're getting ghosted because you keep repeating that same mistake and you're not changing your mindset about things. Alright? When you don't understand hypergamy, you will never be able to really succeed in dating, alright? So I told him, what happened to you? Well, I took her out on 2 dates and I took her on fancy restaurants. And next thing you know, I asked her what she wanted to do this weekend and she just never answered, and she said, I'll let you know, and she just blocked me or ghosted me or whatever. Of course the guy's frustrated, he gave his best, but I told him, when you go with this mindset, trying to take her out on restaurant, trying to give your best, you're starting with no leverage, you're trying to overdo things, you're trying to impress her, and it just shows her, it goes to her mind, telling her that you are not good enough for her. If John is doing so much for me, is he's already took me to 2 fancy restaurants, he already spends $500 on me, my God, and I'm not the hottest girl out there, then it must be something wrong with him. Maybe I could get better. Maybe he's not good enough for me. That's what goes into their mind. They don't think the same as men. Women think differently as men, and it's not wrong. Don't be like, oh, all women are evil and I'm just gonna stop dating. No, understand the game, understand the psychology, and you will never get burnt again. But if you keep going with the mindset of, hey, you know what? I want to take her out on a fancy restaurant. I want to show her my best. I want to show her I'm a good guy. I want to over-validate her. You're so beautiful. Giving her all the validation without her doing anything to prove you that she deserves that. She will just not value you as it should. She will not just give you the value that you deserve. You can be a 10 out of 10. You can have this guy that I'm talking about. He's a handsome man. He's a Chad, blonde guy, blue eyes, tall, 6 feet. He's buffed. He's got a Mercedes. He's got an AMG Mercedes. And he keeps on getting ghosted and he keeps on going, taking her around on it. I'm like, where did you take her? It's like a fancy Japanese restaurant. I'm like, bro, we never even went out there together, me and you. And I know this guy for years. But you're overdoing, and it encrypts in their mind that tells them that you are not good enough for them. All right, let them prove you. Women love to prove their love to you. Women love to get qualified. They love that. That's just part of their mind. All right, that's hypergamy. They have to prove that they deserve your love. But if you give them your love right away without them doing anything, well, guess what? You're starting with no leverage and they're not gonna value it. All right, a woman likes to work hard for the man that she likes. That's why all the women love all the celebrities and the Brad Pitt and the Joan Jones or whatever, because they know that they can't really have them. And that's the same thing that applies with us as well. All right, so I'm not saying be an asshole, but don't over validate right away. Let her qualify to you. I asked him, what did she do to you? Tell me something she did. Nothing. I just want to be in a relationship. That was his answer. The dumbest answer ever. Because now when you're trying to lock her in too much, she sensed that. And she sensed that you're desperate for a relationship. Biggest turnoff. It's not up to the man to lock a woman in. It's up to the woman to lock a man in. Woman needs to find and to secure a man. Because for them, this is security and this is safety. And it's up to them to eager and to fight for this, to fight for this exclusivity with a man. It's not up to the man to be like, oh, let me take you out, let me make you a wife, let's date, let's be a relationship. What are we? It's not up to you to do that. The more you do that, the more it turns her off, the more it signals to her brain that you are not good enough for her. All right, you might have the best car in the parking, you might have the best job, 100K in your bank account. She doesn't care because hypergamy is not fulfilled. She will go date a taxi driver that has a t-shirt, what is it called? A tank top on that he's been wearing for 5 days. You know why? Just because he shows her that he has other options, and he truly does have other options, and he doesn't give her all the importance, and he doesn't really care that much about her. All right, never make a woman your top priority in life, because that's the recipe for failing, and that's the recipe for destroying yourself. Always keep yourself as a priority. Yes, be selfish and put always yourself first. If there was one recipe, if there was one thing that I can tell you, is always put yourself first and remember who you are. Give value to yourself. That's what I told this guy. I'm like, bro, you're a boss at this company. You're really a boss everywhere you go. And as soon as you start dating, you become this little chick. You become like a little, the baby of a chicken, a little chick that just got born and is like super I don't know. I'm like, be the boss there too. There's no wrong with being the man that you are even there and making her qualify to you. You're a king, so act like a king. It's like if a king is dating, it's like if a king, imagine you're a king and a king they brought to him many women to choose one of them for their wife. All right, how would the king react? Would the king go and be like, hey, let me invite you, let me take you out, are you free tomorrow? Oh, you're so beautiful. No, the king would be like, all right, come to me, show me, what do you have to offer? Who are you? What do you do for life? It's like if it's a job interview, you're the boss and she's the person trying to qualify for that job. And up until you change that mindset, you will never succeed with women, because that's just the way it is. That's the energy that it should be. And I'm not saying they are beneath us, not at all. Not at all. But I believe in the Bible, I believe in God, and I believe that the man has a position and the woman has a position for the relationship to flow perfectly. All right, and you got to understand your position as a man. You just have to understand it. All right, and you got to understand that some things you can't do them. And do you know what he said? He said, I just want to be myself. I'm a nice guy. Bro, when you're overly doing, you're overly validating, you're overly being nice for no reason, you're not really being yourself. You're being hypocrite and you're trying to please. That's just the reality. Because you're not super nice with the homeless guy on the street and trying to be nice, right? But you're super nice with her. Why? Because your mind is down and you just are attracted to the magnetic of the female sexual thing that she will provide you. All right, so detach from that, remember who you are, and remember that you are enough. You are enough, whether she likes you or not. Anyways, gotta go get my one-on-one session done, and that's it. See you guys soon. Don't get ghosted, but also it always start with you. All right, guys, I've been there, trust me, because I know all those things. I've been there. I made all the mistakes in the book, and it was painful, but thank God that it happened, because then you would not have learned the mistakes that you should adjust. And now hopefully from now on, after this video, I just gave you a lot of things that repeat them, rewatch the video, understand woman's hypergamy, and understand that as a man, you can never be too sold on a woman. As soon as you're too sold, even if you're in a relationship, even if you're married, all right, when you're too sold after 10 years of marriage, you're always too available, you're too present, you're always there, you're over validating, her interest in you will drop down slowly, drop down slowly, drop down slowly, because you're too available, because you're taking the focus off of you. If you're at work and you're busy, you're the CEO of a big business, but then your wife calls you crying because, I don't know, she didn't get her gummy bears for Christmas, and now you go home, oh, I'm sorry, there are your gummy bears. Interest dies. Those are the cheetahs, as we call them. No, I'm busy, I'm sorry, I'll call you later. I'm focusing on myself. Never take your eyes off of you, all right? You are the focus, off of God, but off of your job, off of the path that you have in front of you, all right? You're the driver, she's on the driver co-pilot, all right, or the driver seat or whatever, back seat, okay? You can't drive looking back, because then you're gonna hit the wall, all right? See you guys soon, ciao.